How's this for some brain massaging? So right now I have the worst quads DOMs I have had. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I felt like this. The entire quads are sore. Medialis, lateralis, intermedius, whatever it's called. All of my quad feels like I've taken a bat to it, multiple bat strikes to it. Like it's just sore. And it's not even 48 hours after, which is usually where the peak soreness is. Real sore. It took me a long time to get out of bed. Took me a long time to warm up today. But how's this? Even with all of this, I was able to hit 180 on the front squat. This is where the brain massage comes in. This is where I want to say the front squat is a back exercise. Doesn't make sense, right? How could you have such destroyed freaking quads and yet perform, what is that? I don't know. 97% of your one rep max you are doing with this so-called soreness. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. Obviously, if you surgically removed my quads from my body, I would not be able to front squat. But for some time now, I've felt that the back is the key contributor to front squatting. I can't explain it. It's just the way it is. That's where I feel the pressure. I don't know. A lot of people would say the front squat is done to get more quads. But in my experience, I think the opposite is true. I think if you do back squats, you get more quads involved. Number one, using more weight. Number two, that little bit of forward lean allows you to use more quads, believe it or not, because it kind of starts to mimic a little bit more of a leg press. And we can all agree that the leg press is all legs. Well, there's no back. There's no back extension portion of it. So it has to be just knee extension. So the more leaned over you get, the more, to a certain degree, the more it becomes a pushing thing, right? Because you are not extending. You are pushing. You are maintaining your spine at a certain level and you're just pushing. That's what it feels like. And a leg press done upright, I don't know how that looks. I'm seeking, I'm looking, I'm trying to explain to myself how this is possible. Now, I didn't come in to think I'm going to squat 180 on the front squat. It wasn't like that at all. I came in, stretched around a little bit, did the bar for a couple of sets, and I thought, my God, I know one thing, and one thing is that I cannot do any volume today. It's just impossible. I can't do volume today. I'm sore as hell. So I thought, well, I'll do the barbell for a few sets of 10. That's traumatic enough. And then I'm going to move over and do some singles. Singles all the way up, and I'll stop when I feel like, I've had enough. 100 moved all right, 120, 140, 160, and I ended up at 180. That one was a tough one. But I got it. And only, let's say, last week, I felt that 180. I dropped it, not even 7 days ago. But I dropped it because I was just simply too tired. Now, why was I too tired? I was too tired because of good mornings. Oh, I don't know, man. This is where it gets really, really awfully murky. I was tired today. I was sleepy, yet I produced this on top of brutally sore quads. Not only the quads, man, but like my adductors are sore as well. Like I am in a bad way right now. I'm limping, especially when it cools down. Like what you guys are seeing here is me, the best that I've felt today. I'm kind of walking about, warmed up. When you warm up the DOMs, the soreness starts to feel a little bit better. But as soon as it cools down, like right now, I'm sitting here talking to you guys and I'm like, man, I'm proper sore, man. And I want to repeat, I've not even hit the 48-hour mark where the soreness is usually the hardest. So that belt squat machine, man, damn. If you find yourself always squatting with your back, with your posterior chain, kind of like me, always just freaking using the back to do everything, man, you got to try the belt squat, because that thing removes all requirement for your back to do anything. The damn thing is around your waist. The weight is around your damn waist, man. And so it's all quads at that point. This is where like some of this stuff doesn't make sense that a lot of people are talking about. They're saying like, high bar, low bar, what's more back, what's this, that. They're saying the low bar is mostly, you know, posterior chain. Well, how does that make sense? You know, to me, it's like the higher the bar gets on the back, the more back it is. Because the lever of the back becomes longer and longer. The lower the bar gets, it seems like it's more and more quad. And you take that to the extreme and you put that damn bar at the damn hips, as in the belt squat machine, it is all quads. There's no extension for the back at all. It's just, there's no back. You have no back when the belt squat is around your belt, around the hips. There's no requirement for hip extension. But if you do an overhead squat, what do you feel? What do I feel? All back, man. Because now my spine is like 55 meters long. Because the bar is resting in my hands above me. So I feel the higher the bar, let's say high bar, the more back it is, because it makes sense. The lever is growing. It's not getting shorter. So when people say, oh, if you slide the bar a little bit lower down the back, it's going to be more posterior chain. How so? Because if that is true, then the belt squat will be all back. Right? Am I missing something? Is my logic off? How can one be true and not the other? We are saying that as you go down the spine with the bar, it becomes more and more posterior chain, right? Because you're leaning over more or whatever. Well, what happens when the bar is at your damn pelvis, right? Right all the way down the back. It's all quads, man. So all these low bar squatters, I think, are you're just pushing with your quads. I don't know. I don't know what to think. Don't know. Sometimes I get confused with all these things because it doesn't make sense. The logic does not follow. The logic is not following in my mind, man. Because the front squat to me is all damn back. The bar is very high and I feel a whole lot of back. And today my lower back felt all right. You know, all of the stress that I feel in my body right now is the quads. Last time I did the good mornings was Monday, and I feel like by the fourth day, I start to feel pretty good. I'm not 100% there yet, but I start to feel good to squat. But if I absolutely kill the hell out of my quads, I can basically hit 98, 99% of my PR on the squat the following day, right? Just think about that. So a day after my good mornings, I can't squat for shit. I can't even squat 2 plates properly. But a day after smashing the hell out of the quads, I can hit basically 100% of my max. So what is going on there, man? Like, let's just use that logic. Am I missing something? I don't know, man. I don't know. This is sometimes where I sit down and I read another article. I listen to another guy make a video about all this stuff. And all I'm hearing is the same old shit. People are not thinking. People are just reading and regurgitating. That's all that's ever happened. Out of how many people in the last 10 years on fitness YouTube are actually thinking? Think about that. How many people are actually thinking? And how many people are actually just regurgitating shit they hear? Because my anecdote seems to be a lot different to what I'm hearing. Just explain that to me. One day after good mornings, I cannot squat for shit. At all. I'm weak as shit. One day after murdering my quads with the belt squat machine, I can basically hit 100% of my front squat PR. I don't know, man. Maybe my thought process is all whack here. But I don't know. I don't know how else to explain this today. My back is more fresher than my quads. I can guarantee you that. And this is the driver. This is the whole driver behind the front squat. In any squatting movement, I feel the higher the bar, the more back you need. And it makes sense. It just makes sense to me. But anyway, it could be just my leverages or whatever, but still, it doesn't make sense. All these people that are really having a trouble with the high bar, I think your upper back is just weak. Or whatever, your thoracic extensors are weak. Because when you slide that bar really down the lower back, there's less and less requirement for that upper back to do anything. It makes sense to me. Anyway, appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.